for this conversation. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. I was Bridget.
Hey?
Nice to have you.
Even branded today, eh?
Oh yes, yes.
And you come on the day when our live streaming cameras are off covering elections, but it's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, this time of the year presents very interesting challenges and pressures for matriculants, and I think by extensions, even their support structures in and around the house.
Yeah.
Let's conscientize our listeners around that, because a lot of them, did matric 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they've forgotten exactly just what it means to be within exam season.
And it's even more stressful now because the curriculum has been updated quite frequently, and I always see students come in claiming to be helped to do the assignments by mom and dad, and they do really bad. But mom helped me, but dad helped me, and it shows that we've been out of school for a while, and the least we can do for our kids is just make sure we engage the right experts and try to also help the students in other softer things, reducing their house chores. Also keeping them accountable, checking that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing at home, doing the assignments, homework. So as a parent, you don't really need to know what is exactly happening in that subject, but constantly just asking your child, have you prepared for this week's test? Are you ready for the exams? What can I help you with? It goes a long way.
Yeah. I think that the mental health check-in is also sometimes the overlooked area by a lot of parents.
And that is very important because students who are not really well in check with the mental health aspect find themselves performing poorly, not because they don't understand the content or they haven't prepared adequately, but sometimes it could just be simple things as dealing with nerves. How does your child deal with nerves if they are not used to being under exam conditions? Because most of the time we do revise with the students after the exams. They're like, I got this wrong. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't practice by putting yourself under exam conditions. That's very important. And what we do at Lion Tutoring is we simulate the exam environment. We say the same script that the teachers would say, put away your personal belongings, take away this. We make sure there's no air conditioning, because you never know that in your exam room there might not be air conditioning, and when yet you are used to doing your past papers under the most comfortable situation. So we try to make it a little bit uncomfortable for them, reduce the lighting and all of that, and by simulating that, there's nothing that will catch them off guard.
Absolutely. We laugh, but as someone who was sort of adult scholar corresponding for my degree, there's something that happens when you walk into that examination hall, no matter how prepared you are with the work. As you say, that environment already just lends itself to anxiety.
Yeah. And mental health in students is really important. Students commit suicide. Students end up getting into deep states of depression. So we need to also, as parents, as teachers, we need to really guard, against putting our kids under that immense pressure and end up doing more damage, And we need counseling. Some of us, we need, trauma counseling to say, I remember this time I went into an accounts exam, and the examiner asked me, so what's your name? So we sit you in the right place. I was like, it took me a second to, my name is Thobo. I don't know what I was thinking.
The pressure of the environment.
The pressure.
The strategies that parents, and I like that simulation of the environment. I think that's something that a lot of parents should consider. And what other strategies should we be considering, particularly for fostering sort of good mental and psychological well-being leading up to the exams?
So, keep it lighthearted at home. If there's an issue you want to address with your child, let it wait till after the exams. Try to be as supportive as possible as a parent. Listen to your child, whatever it is that they need. We have students that we're tutoring. We come to their homes, and sometimes the kids will tell the parents that I've been seeing the tutor twice a week. I'd like to, vamp it up and see them 3 times a week. Just try to inconvenience yourself financially for those couple of weeks as they write exams, and then from there you can go back to the normal. Or if your child tells you that, you know, this week I don't want, there's some students that don't want any tutoring during this week because like, you know, if a tutor comes, I'm gonna forget everything. So respect that, you know, from your child. Know that we are all in the same side, you know, don't be in opposite sides and say, yeah, you're lazy, you're this, you know. Don't let that frustration come in the way, because that could be what, you know, takes your child to perform lower academically during these. And these mid-year exams are very important because the grade 12s, the matrics, they use these grades to get them conditional offer letters for university, you know, just to get them a space in that high institution. So this should be almost like the final. Let's practice for the final with these mid-years.
And I love what you're saying, Thobo, about perhaps your kids will even say that let's hold off on the tutors now, because it also speaks to a sense of a child knowing what they need in that moment. You know, and some people will literally study for the whole year, and then in that sort of that week leading up to they decompress, they don't study, and you have to respect that.
And vice versa. There are some that want to get as much time, you know, as much crammed up. You know, I knew myself that and it's all about understanding students. There are students who are visually stimulated, there are audio-based learners. So the audio-based learners thrive with discussions. So I was one of those students. I really wanted to be around other students close to the exam. Even on the day of exams, I used to call my tutor, remind me this, what did we say that was again? And on the way walk into the exam room, I would be also talking to other kids that I know are quite bright, you know, to say, remind me, what did we say the definition of this was again, you know. But there are some students that want to shut down, you know, they just want to put their headphones, be quiet, and, you know, so it's all about understanding your learner.
All right, in our last minute, for the folks that are listening to you and thinking, oh, okay, we can take it to the other side, because I was about to say, Wuti, in our last minute, but I think our next, the people who whisper in my ears, yes, it is our last minute indeed. In our last minute, the people who are listening to Thobo Khathola, who's the founder of Lion Tutoring International, just give us a highlight again as to Lion and the work that you guys do.
Yeah, so at Lion Tutoring, we're a tutoring company. We're based all throughout Gauteng and Cape Town and Botswana, and we also have online tutoring. So we have apps which are like Uber for tutors. So the same way you'd get an Uber Eats, you know, is the same way you should be able to choose a tutor that you want. And we have different options of tutors. You get to choose your preferences. And can I share my number?
Yes.
0737 759305. That is 0737 759305. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm able to assist anyone that needs help with getting a tutor.
I mean, listen, last time I was very impressed about how this particular app and service are sort of set up. It's very user friendly. It responds to your geographic location. There's all kinds of resources on there, and of course it's powered by a brilliant young mind with his brilliant team. We appreciate you coming. My apologies to our listeners, because the worms that speak in my ears were speaking in my ears about what's to come, and they're not, you know, committing to what's coming. So let's take a quick break for Madupi to come through with the headline news, and then on the other side of this, we're looking at another facet of wellness and why happy people are more productive.